Thank you. Next presenter is Ugoo from the Introduction to Python course. Welcome, Ugoo, on stage.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ugoo Ezekoma. I live in Bad Lichtenberg. Yeah, I have a background in political science. This is my second course with ReDi School of Digital Integration. And then, of course, I love football, like playing card games, and I also like traveling. I like music as well. So my main objective is to become a sound data scientist in the near future. I'm happy and excited to be representing my own class of the Introduction to Python programming, of course, under data analytics. So, of course, it is quite pertinent to have a general understanding or conceptualization of the word Python, which is the high-level general purpose programming language often used to build websites, automate tasks, conduct data analytics. It shows that Python can be applied in so many areas, be it AI, be it machine learning, deep learning, in search engine optimization, SEO, and other areas. And of course, before we started the program, we have to do some necessary installations, of which one was very important, of course, Python, and then we had to make a choice of an IDE where we'll be making our programming. We chose Jupyter, and then Jupyter Notebook, and then VS Code. I made a little analogy about how I understood the courses in these past months, and I used what I termed 4 Python's part of speech. The first one is a variable. Of course, it contains the string, floats, and integers. The second is collections. And the third, flowchart, where we're talking about loops. And then the third is conditional statements, if and what have we. It doesn't mean that this is entirely the section of Python. We also have other components, which I'm going to talk about. Of course, we did all those in the class successfully. We have the functions, the comprehensions, class and inheritance, Python libraries, modules, packages, errors and error handling, REST APIs with Fast API, dependency management, and then source code management with Git. In all these, we are given different opportunities to actually come out with different projects. I did some projects, but I will be mentioning 2 here. And the first is what I termed Ugoo's calculator. It's actually on Git. I also welcome all of us to join me to improve it. So I had to use the knowledge we have already learned to apply on this simple calculator format. I first of all created 2 modules. One was for function, and then the other was for the main code. So of course they were interacting with each other in order to bring out the functionalities that we are needed. So and then of course, we all know calculator, the inputs. I actually limited this project to basic mathematical operations like plus, minus, subtractions, and divisions, and then gave it all conditionalities and loopings. Then the second was web framework with Fast API, where I built a user interface interacting with the database, to help any user or the management to actually get input, edit input, put in, and then deleting at the same time. So the outcome was this, which I listed here, the actions. When the actions were performed, the gate information was gotten from the database. The delete, you can actually use user ID to actually delete a particular user, and then the put was for editing or update, and then posting for display. So this is the outlook in localhost doc. And then, of course, in the previous slide actually showed I installed Thunder Client to actually interact with the UVCon server to make communication within the 2 websites. And then, what next after this program? Personally, I'm eager to enroll for the next stage of the Python programming to become a better data scientist in the future. And at the same time, I've also got enrolled into bootcamp to further my knowledge while I'm waiting for the next program to come. So I also use the opportunity to thank the ReDi team, and then my teachers, the partners, and then also appreciate my fellow students for making the session quite wonderful and exciting. Thank you.
Great presentation, Ugoo. Eileen, can you give a feedback?
First of all, thanks for your presentation. I really liked your calm presentation style, and I could really feel your passion for Python during the presentation, and nice to see that you want to continue further.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Rutoya, do you have a feedback?
Yes, I really like that your presentation was so detailed. You covered all the aspects of Python, and as Eileen mentioned as well, it shows that you have a strong hold on it. And you also have this QR code at the end, which I find it really very good. So people can just scan it and collaborate with you if they have some interest in Python. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anya, could you give us a feedback and also a question to Ugoo?
Yes, also, and thank you for your presentation. I can only say, yeah, everything my colleagues already said is true. You have a really nice presenting style, and it was really calm and yeah, quite good to understand and to follow. And my question for you would be, what were the key learnings for you in the Python course?
Okay, thank you for the question. The key learnings actually was I got to, during the session, the semester per se, I got to understand that class alone cannot make you what you want to become. You need to work extra hard. You need to dig in, be awake at night after days' activities, and then it is actually from those that you can actually get the best out of the program. And then, of course, having a mentor, it helps a lot, because even sometimes a simple code can get you stuck for days. And if you don't have a mentor, you spend more time than required. So those were, the lessons I learned during the program.
Thank you very much. So for next presenter, I'd like to bring Edwin from the Data Analytics course.